Hello angels, welcome back to my channel, or if you're new here, welcome to my channel. My name is Addi Danielle, and in today's video I'm going to be doing my first ever YouTube story time. I am really excited to share this story. This is a story I tell to a lot of people because it's kind of just a very memorable, funny, traumatizing, stupid, idiotic story that I've gotten really good at telling. And I feel like it is a defining moment in my high school experience. So as you could probably tell by the title, today's video is about the time I got suspended for bringing a weapon to school. Which I know sounds insane, and it is. Here lies the story. The story takes place my sophomore year of high school, so I was about 15, 16. I just want to start this off by saying I was a very rebellious teenager. I was constantly getting into trouble, always grounded, skipping class, getting dress coded, not doing my homework, not listening to my teachers, talking during class. Like, I was just textbook bad kid that was trying way too hard to be rebellious. And I think a lot of it stems from just wanting attention and not caring if it's negative or positive, just wanting attention, period. But yeah, I was just a very rebellious teen. I am a completely different person now, and I look back on that person and I'm like, girl, what is your problem? Rein it in. But it makes for some good stories, so here we go. So the story starts off in my American Sign Language 2 class. I was a sophomore, so this was my second year taking American Sign Language, and they had a really hard time keeping teachers and finding teachers for this class because not a lot of people know sign language, and not a lot of people know sign language enough to teach it to other people. We had gone through about 2 teachers at this point, and it's literally halfway through the semester. So we get this new teacher. I think she at this point, she had been our teacher for about 2 weeks, and she wasn't really a high school teacher. She was actually a sign language interpreter, so she interpreted sign language for news and concerts and therapy sessions and all kinds of really cool stuff. But she needed a job, and we needed a American Sign Language teacher for the school. So she decided to take the job, do it for a year, make some extra money. So she wasn't really meant to be a high school teacher. She wasn't really about kids. She wasn't really into the whole kids thing, especially high school kids. Anyways, so yeah, she was our teacher for about 2 weeks at this point. And sign language was my last period of the day. So I was always super done with school by then and really excited to see my friends and just talk and hang out, go on my phone. So I was getting in trouble in that class pretty often. 2 of my really close friends were in that class, Gabby and Brooke, and we all 3 sat in the back, and we were always just kind of gossiping, talking, being rambunctious, taking pictures, being silly high school girls. So me, Brooke, and Gabby are sitting in the back of the class, just kind of hanging out. I think we're about halfway done with class at this point, and I am fumbling around with Brooke's keys. She's a year older than us, so she can drive. We're little sophomores who can't drive, so we're ooh, Brooke's the cool older girl that can drive. So I'm playing around with her keys, and she has on this little pink pepper spray, which I think you can tell where this is going. So I'm messing around with her pepper spray. I'm oh my god, I'm gonna pepper spray you, joking around. And I ask her if I push this button, is it gonna spray? And she's oh no, I have the safety on. You can push the button and it's not gonna spray anything because I have the safety on. So I don't even know what was going through my head or why I even wanted to do this. I have no idea. Couldn't tell you. But I point the pepper spray to the wall next to me, and there's about this much space from me and the wall. And I press the button to spray it, and the safety is off, and a bright orange stain of pepper spray hits the white wall, and we all just look at each other did that really just happen? What the? So I'm okay, let's just play it cool. No one's gonna know. The class is about to end. We'll just leave. They'll find the stain another time. No one will know who did it. Just play it cool. So the pepper spray sitting on the wall, and like I said, I'm not that far away from it. So almost instantly I can feel it going through my nose and burning my eyes, and I am visibly red, trying not to cough. Insert picture here, and you can see it in my face. I'm hold it in, hold it in, hold it in, hold it in. So I'm trying to act cool, play it off, but I am dying on the inside. And my friends are starting to, like, it's starting to reach them, and they're starting to feel like they're about to cough. Eventually, like a minute or so goes by and we can't help it. We start coughing. So we're in the back coughing, trying to play casual, like no one knows, it's fine. And then the pepper spray eventually just spreads through the whole room, and the entire classroom breaks out in this like coughing. People have tears running down their face. They're like, what the hell? Like freaking out. My teacher, like I said, second week on the job, opens the door. She's like, everybody out. Everyone's running out. It's like literally like a movie scene. I am like shaking with fear because I know that this is all my fault and someone's gonna find out that it was me. And now all these people are like coughing and having reactions to the pepper spray. I'm like, can't even see. I'm like, this is awful. What have I done? What have I done? So we're all in the hallway. Then students from other classes in the same hallway start running out of their classrooms, coughing, crying, same thing. The freaking pepper spray went through the air vents and went through all the classrooms in the hallway. So everybody's all dying from pepper spray. So now people are rushing out in the hallway, people are running around, nobody knows what happens, everyone's like, this is an attack, like what is going on? And me and my friends are just sitting there like what do we even say? Like how does that, yeah. So everyone's out in the hallway, people are coughing, the principal comes, he's like, everyone evacuate the hallway. The whole entire hallway gets evacuated. If you went to school with me and you remember, I'm pretty sure it was B hall. Like the one on the bottom floor to the right. And so everyone has to leave their classrooms. People have on masks. They're like bringing in these massive fans to like blow everything up. All the windows are open, all the doors are open. It's a whole entire thing. And at this point there's like 10 minutes left until school gets out. So there's about to be a lot more kids added to this mix, and I am just like preparing for the worst. I know that my wrath is coming, and I'm just like, I'm not gonna like run up to someone and be like, it was me, but like, I probably should have. That would have been the right thing to do, but obviously I'm like, how can I avoid getting in trouble? I'm like, should I run? Should I change my name? Like, I cannot deal with this right now. So, once everyone's been evacuated, there's people cleaning and trying to air out the pepper spray, my principal takes everyone into the big like lecture room and is like, all right, there's 10 minutes until school gets out, but we're not letting any of you leave until somebody confesses to who did this. Everyone just kind of starts looking around and kind of like looking at me. Like I feel like people know that it's me, and me and my friends are looking at each other, and I'm like, you know what? There's no hiding it. Like I was the one sitting next to the giant orange stain on the wall. I'm gonna get caught. So I'm just like, it was me. I'm so sorry. I thought the safety was on. Like I was not doing this on purpose. Spare me. And he's like, all right, let's go. So I get called into the office. He's like, you know, this is like under the code of the school code or whatever. This is technically bringing a weapon to school, so I have to suspend you. And I was like, that sounds awful. Like, to be known as the girl who brought a weapon to school, like that just sounds terrible. So I ended up getting suspended, and they actually ended up suspending my friend Brooke too, that had the pepper spray, for bringing a weapon to school. So I felt super guilty about that too, because like she literally didn't do anything. Like she had pepper spray on her keys, as she should. So me and Brooke are both suspended, and my poor teacher is scarred for life. Probably never wants to have kids because of me. Once I got back to school, the stain was still there, just haunting me every single day. And I guess they decided not to cover it up until the school year ended. So I just every day sat next to my little orange stain, and that people would come up to me and be like, are you the girl that pepper sprayed? And I'd be like, yep, that was me. I kind of wore it with pride at that point. Like everyone, like it was like a whole thing that went around the whole school. Like somebody pepper sprayed the hallway, and I was like, yeah, that was me. Like trying to be all cool. Whatever. They eventually end up covering up the stain. Sad day. Me and that stain have a lot of history together. And then 2 years later, my sister ends up going to the same school as me, and in her health class, the nurse comes in and they're talking about like safety protocols and all this stuff, and she literally cracks a joke about somebody pepper spraying the school, and everyone's like, did that really happen? Like, who did that? They're so dumb. And my sister was like, yeah, that was my sister. She's the one who did that. So it was just funny to me that literally 2 years later it was still being brought up by the school nurse. They're probably all sitting there still laughing about this. But yeah, I learned a lot of lessons that day. 1, always make sure that the safety is on. And 2, maybe confess to things a little bit quicker because you're gonna get caught anyways. So yeah, that was my rebellious teenage high school story time. I hope that it made you laugh a little bit, or at least was interesting to listen to. I have a lot more stories that I want to share on this channel, so I'm excited to tell them. This is just one that sticks out in my mind because it's just like, what the fuck? Like, so stupid. Like, how did that even happen? But yeah, comment your crazy high school, like, getting in trouble stories, or like the worst thing that you ever did in high school. I would love to know your stories. I am a completely different person now, so it's like interesting to look back and be like, what was she on? Literally, what was she on? I can tell you that I definitely never pepper sprayed anything ever again. It's honestly a lot worse than you think it would be. Like, I can't even imagine getting actually pepper sprayed in the eye, because even just being in that close contact with it was horrible. I definitely got my karma like instantly from that. Thank you so much for watching and being a part of my first ever story time. I love you all so much, and your support means the world to me, and I will see you in my next video.